Spousal maintenance in Washington is kind of a hot button topic. I mean, it's something that so many people are curious about on both sides of the coin. The first question we really look to is the duration of your marriage. So if you've been married, let's say 5 years or under, it is very likely you won't get spousal maintenance. The court really is looking to put you back to your pre-wedding status. But if you, on the other hand, have been married what we call a midterm, so like 5 years to about 20, 25 years, that is going to be rehabilitative maintenance. So the court is looking to get whoever is the lower earning spouse to be able to increase their earnings and get more robust so that they can support themselves moving forward. A lot of time maintenance in that area might even be declining, where you start high and then it's going to go down over time as you're developing your skills. And then if you have a long-term marriage, that is a time when sometimes we are looking at, what are things going to look like forever? How do we put you two in a position where you're equal for the rest of your lives? Now that has many different factors: age, ability to go back to work, whether there's any special needs, any vocational needs. Spousal maintenance is complicated, and it is something that is not set in stone. So talking to an experienced attorney so you can understand all the nuance is going to be critical in you evaluating where you might land on this just broad spectrum of spousal maintenance. So when the court looks at spousal maintenance in Washington, we're looking at things like duration of the marriage. We're looking at the earnings of each party. So we say, does one party have a need? Does the other party have an ability to pay? We look at the finances of the family in general, not just the community assets, but, what is the family living on? What does it all look like? And so these things are all put together in the court's mind when they are determining spousal maintenance, because it's an equitable principle. We do not have some statute somewhere that says, oh, if you've been married for 8 years and you earn X dollars, you're going to get this amount of money. It's just not that clear cut. It is very nuanced. So modifying spousal maintenance is something that often people forget to really think about. And it's something that needs to go into your agreement. I've mentioned before about mediation. Most cases resolve in mediation, but it's important that if spousal maintenance is part of that, you are actually determining whether the spousal maintenance is going to be modifiable or not, and you put that clearly in your settlement agreement. And then also it is important to consider, might you need insurance to cover the spousal maintenance obligation that is in place? And so there are things that you have to think about beyond just spousal maintenance when you're thinking about settling your spousal maintenance claim. In Washington, a lot of people want to know, how likely is it I'm going to get spousal maintenance? If you are the lower earning spouse and you're in a pending divorce scenario, it's very likely you're going to get spousal maintenance. The big question will be, how long will that spousal maintenance last? Because if you're the lower earning spouse in a 2-year marriage, the spousal maintenance is not going to last past the divorce in all likelihood. If you're the lower earning spouse in a 34-year marriage, you might be looking at spousal maintenance for the rest of your life. And again, it depends on other factors too, the finances and the disparity in the finances between the parties. So it is a complicated issue. So get help, get your questions answered. If you have any questions about spousal maintenance or your ability to get it, or if you're on the other side and you're worried about paying it, contact us so we can help you understand what's reasonable, what is a reasonable expectation for your specific circumstance.